Well, weekend is here, but the weather certainly could impact your plans on the water. Let's get to Captain Dylan Halberdy's live for us with this week's Good Catch Fishing Report. I guess you're outside. I didn't even think you'd be outside this morning. So how is it over there?
It's not too bad right now, but as Dave said, I see a dark cloud looming in the distance.
Okay.
So not too much longer we'll see some of that rain, but it's looking pretty good overall this weekend. So we're looking forward to a little weather window here.
All right.
But excited what's to come.
All right. Well, let's start with inshore because maybe it may not be great for boating, but there's still fishing to be done, right?
Oh, yeah. Always a good time to go fishing. Whenever you're available, always a good time to get out there. Inshore right now, we're seeing a lot of those snook. The snook are just pouring out of the back bay areas where they've been holed up for the winter, and they're really starting to make their way back onto our local grass flats, mangrove shorelines, and really any of those islands or points or canal tips as they stage and make their way slowly to our passes and our beautiful beaches for their summertime hangout, and then they move near shore to spawn at some point during the summer. So a lot of those fish are kind of making their way, really feeding actively, trying to get fattened up for that long journey to their spawning area. So a real good time to get out there and capitalize on the great snook bite. A lot of bait moving around in the back bay, a lot of white bait, so those snook are really focused on those smaller pinfish, those white bait, the artificial jigs like the mirror lure, mirrodine, those paddle tails are all working really well to target those snook. We've seen a lot of redfish moving around too. The redfish bite's been real good, especially around the flats, mangrove shorelines, oyster bars, those moving schools of mullet. You'll always find a nice redfish mixed in there. Also, the trout bite has been pretty good this past week. We've seen some larger trout moving into the area and biting pretty well for us on those edges, those potholes, those cuts of the flats. You're looking for them with those smaller white baits. You can even get them on those smaller pinfish too, but generally those soft plastics are real good options for the trout. A lot of those inshore game species are kind of transitioning away from the live shrimp. Live shrimp still works as always, but definitely the white bait is becoming a hotter and hotter bait option as more of the white bait shows up in the back bay. We've seen a lot of mackerel inflowing into Tampa Bay and around our passes, so the mackerel bite has really picked up lately too, so fast moving. It might be. I don't know what photos I sent.
That was you. Yeah, it was a picture of you.
That was 4 hours ago. We've also got some jack crevalle around the area, too, especially around sunrise in the back bays. A lot of jack crevalle moving around. And the sheep's head bite's still going pretty good inshore, but we're going to see those mangrove snappers start taking over those areas where the sheep's head have been hanging out in these cooler months. And that's about it, inshore.
I know you're probably not going to get out much too far past inshore, but we got less than 30 for near shore and offshore, so tell us what you got.
Well, as Dave said, we got that nice weather window Sunday, and Monday, too, looks really good. So we're real excited about that short weather window here before it starts to get windy again. You really just got to capitalize on what you can get this time of year. So we're looking forward to that short weather window. And near shore, offshore, the big news right now are the kingfish. The kingfish are here in a big way. Virtually anybody can get out there 3, 4, 5, 6 miles and get to those artificial reefs. The bait's there, the mackerel are thick, and there's kingfish skyrocketing in between them. We've seen some hogfish action. It's slowed down a little bit. A lot of mangroves, a good red grouper and scamp grouper bite, and that deep water closure is over. It's April 1st, so now we can go as deep as we want and catch those really fat red grouper and big scamps. So stay tuned next week for a huge update and a lot of big fish coming in.
Look at you, smiling ear to ear, catching that fish. Hey, I was going to...
That's a strawberry grouper. That's very good eating. That's one of my favorite eating fish.
All right. Well, there's a strawberry grouper. That was what that was then. All right. Hey, we got to go. I was coming over this weekend, but Dave needs me to stay here and help him watch the radar. So clearly I'm just too busy. Dave, help me. Dave. I'm too busy.
We all know Dave needs extra help, so I get that. But don't forget, if you're too busy to go fishing, you're just too darn busy.
Love you, Dylan. Talk soon, man. Take care.